What is the difference between broke people and millionaires? People making 7+ figures a year. Welcome in, fam. Much love, Trav here. I've never made that kind of money in my own life, but in 2019, the past year, I got to sit down with some 7-figure earners and talk life and talk strategy and hear the origin story, and it really changed my perspective on people who make a lot of money. Now, I've grown up around people with 6-figure wealth, people who, own homes worth $1 million, 6-figure earners with 7-figure wealth. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I learned from spending time around 7-figure earners, people making 7 figures or more in a year. And I'm not talking like, oh, I just met them and shook their hand like I met Jack Johnson a couple months ago. I'm talking one of them hosted me at his ranch in Las Vegas, and the other one met through some online groups, and we sat down for 2 hours over Skype and talked life and talked strategy. So I'm very lucky to have got that sort of knowledge, and I'm going to be applying some of it. I've already applied some of it to better results this year. But, what's the difference between millionaire earners and broke people? It's a small sample size that I have, but in both these cases, what's interesting is both of these men were broke at one point. One of them was broke in Thailand, and he's like, life isn't going how it was supposed to. He made $1 in ad revenue through YouTube, and he said, well, let me just make 5 YouTube videos a day. So he made 5 YouTube videos a day, and his ad revenue went from $5 to a lot of dollars to he's got millions of subscribers, makes millions of dollars, bought this fancy ranch in Las Vegas, turned it into a cool social spot, and is living a pretty cool life doing that with a network of other people guys and girls who rose up together with this massive YouTube network. So that's one of them. And the other one was broke, lost everything in the financial crash of 2011, moved back into his parents' basement, or his wife's parents' basement, one or the other, with their kid, and with nothing. But from there, built a business flipping phones, buying and selling used phones, and then opening physical repair shops, and then teaching people how to do it online. And he made 7 figures a year. And what's interesting about this is, once he started to make decent money buying, selling phones and repairing them, that wasn't enough because of his past insecurity from losing everything, where he had to keep spending and keep investing and keep grinding and keep hustling for his family until he was able to blow everything up together and have 7-figure years. So the point of telling you those stories is, in many cases, the millionaires were at one point broke, but the difference between a broke person and a millionaire is, as The Rock said, I know 2 things. I'm broke right now, and one day I won't be, right? So, one thing I notice about broke people, say, I'm broke, I have no money, complain, perpetual state of broke. They work at their job. They don't try to raise their income at their job. They, smoke weed, drink alcohol, play games, get hungover, watch shows with their free time. They don't have side hustle. Whereas the millionaires, future millionaires, when they're broke, say, I'm broke, but one day I won't be. It's not okay. It's okay for me to stay broke. It's okay for me to be broke. It's okay for me to start at minimum wage. It's not okay for me to stay broke. It's not okay for me to stay at minimum wage. So this mindset of identity, I want more. I can get more, not I deserve more, but in order to get more, I'm going to have to do more. So I'm going to start a third business. I'm going to start a side hustle. I'm going to make 5 videos a day. I'm going to spend all my money on education reinvested until I can blow this business thing up. So, it's a mindset, right? For instance, I spent some time around millionaires, right? In 2019. I spent a lot of time around people not making that much because I'm working in agriculture. And in agriculture, margins are thin. The perks are in the food and the lifestyle, but not necessarily in the pay. I notice some people stay broke. Some people, get out of it. So, like, what's the difference? It's like mindset, A lot of people in agriculture, they didn't come from money. Their parents weren't rich. Their family wasn't rich. And like, so I don't need to be rich. It's okay. I'm not going to have so much money. I'm going to get a nice little life. I'm going to enjoy my free time, and that's okay. But if you want more from life, that's not enough, right? It's not, you say, like, in my case, I'm here with the other farmers, right? One difference for me is that whether you came from money or not isn't necessarily going to affect your motivation. For me, it does. Like, not that some of my ancestors made a lot of money, so I feel like I should too. I'm not okay with making the minimum, right? So if that means that I need to work on my Sundays, or if it means I need to work on my Saturdays, if it means I need to work on my nights, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna live off of what they pay me on the farm, and I'm gonna make and stack and save what I can make in my free time, and later on I'm gonna put that towards bigger moves on making we'll see. I'm not going to reveal it all until it happens, but it's not about me. I'm like I'm not a seven-figure earner, so it's more about the advice that I can share from what I've observed. But if I can sum it up, is the Rock quote, like, yo, I'm broke now, but one day I won't be. Whereas broke people are like, I'm broke, and that's okay. And if it's okay, that's fine. But if you feel like you're meant for more, then you don't really need motivation. It's like an identity thing, right? It's not like, oh, I need to be motivated. It's like, it's part of my identity to be a high impact person and a high income earner. Therefore, I don't need to be motivated to work on my lunch breaks and my evenings, my weekends. It's part of my identity that I do that like I said, I came from money somewhat. Well, I came from, seeing my dad work 80-hour weeks also. So, personally, it's like that's normal work ethic, right? I don't want to sacrifice my health, which is why I'm going to make 40 of those hours on the farm. So I'm going to get a good workout for 40 hours. And I don't work 40 hours on my online business. It's probably more like 20, 25 hours. It's probably like 45 hours on the farm. I probably work like 70-hour weeks. And then I sleep. And I have some fun. I go and I surf. It depends on the month. Yeah, you can't have above average results if you're not willing to put in above average work. So if there's a kernel of that inside you, I encourage you to get the fuck to work and to do more and to, put yourself out there and make a big fucking impact. And I promise you, things are gonna happen. So appreciate you, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say in the comments. If you want to sign up for emails, hear about my latest videos, and you want to get some more information about working with me, there'll be a link to that down below. And so you should check that out if you want. Appreciate you, much love, and look forward to talking to you soon. Peace out, fam. Have a wonderful day. I'll look forward to reading what you have to say. Peace.